Okay, this is kind of a quick and dirty version of how to use a while loop in a Win32 C++ console application. I'm not going to do anything too crazy or fancy here. I think we're just going to use a counter, I think, to loop through it and everything. So hopefully this won't be too long. So let's get started here. So first we have to include the IO stream. And then next we have to include our namespace as well. So, alright, so we've included our IO stream and our namespace here, and these just allow us to read and write to the console application, right? And then finally, next, let's do another thing here. Let's declare a counter, so as to be able to go through the while loop, and every single time it goes through the loop, we'll increase our counter by 1. So, alright, so while loops are stated a little bit like for loops, where you put these brackets here, and then you put your curly braces afterwards, and then it will do whatever's in between the curly braces recursively, meaning repeatedly, over and over, until it meets the condition which is within here. And this is where you put your what's called Boolean statement, which is either true or false. And in this case, our Boolean statement, we're just going to make it where the counter is less than 10. And just for the sake of this video, we're just going to do something really basic, and we're just going to output to the console. So we're just going to do cout. This is printed in the loop, end line, and then we're just going to do cout done, end line, and that's it. Nothing to it. So, all right. So it's just going to continuously print. This is printed in the loop over and over until this condition is met where counter is equal to or greater than 10. And in this video, let's just take a look and see what happens. I can control F5 and ooh, that's going to be rough. That's a lot of loops. That looks like it's just doing it over and over, which is probably, so I just say Control C here to cancel that out really quick, and then I'm just going to press Enter to exit that. Let's take a look and see what happened here. Well, first things first, let's look at our while loop. Is counter less than 10? Well, counter is equal to 0, so yeah. And then I look at my loop here. Let's see, we print this out. And then nothing happens. Well, counter is equal to 0. Well, counter is always equal to 0. Nothing, you know, it's just going to keep doing this over and over and over and over again. So we need to change that. So we need to make it, we need to give a condition for a reason for the code to leave this while loop, for this statement to be false, right? So let's just increase the counter. We're just gonna do ++, which means increase the value of counter by 1 each time. All right, so it'll be 0 the first time when it enters, and then it'll go up to 1, and then it'll say 1's less than 10. Okay, print out this line. Okay, I need to increase by 1, so it's equal to 2. 2's less than 10, print out this line, right? So it's just going to keep going over and over. So just keep going back, you know, it'll just keep going through here until finally counter is equal to or greater than 10. In this case, it'll be equal to 10, and then it'll leave. So, so that's our Boolean statement. Nothing crazy here, so let's just take Control F5. And there you go. That time it did not loop infinitely, it just stopped. So print it out 10 times and done for a little confirmation to know that it left. So that's just a kind of quick and dirty way of using a while loop. There's lots of other ways to use them, and you'll see them more probably as you get into your visual parts of these tutorials or other videos. You'll see people use them much more elaborately than just simply this. Typically, if you're going to do something like this, you'd probably use a for loop. But in this case, I think this worked out just fine. So, and that's the end of this video. Thank you.